welcome back. Now, spring has sprung and so too has salad season. But Aisling, this is no ordinary salad. This is an Aisling Larkin salad.
Yeah, we are packing it out with really lovely nutrients, loads and loads of flavour, loads and loads of texture. So I think we all came across salads one time and they were full of, you know, cold iceberg lettuce and an owl dressing.
Boiled egg.
This is nourishment at its best and sustainable. How can you be sustainable when you cook? Number one, you scratch cook. You cook at home. That is the number one way. So what we're going to do is I've got a couple of different elements. We're going to start with some onion rings. I adore onion rings, really good onion rings. So what I did is sliced up an onion, soaked it in a little bit of buttermilk. In here, I have regular flour, just because you do not have to. I'm adding a little bit of turmeric for colour and a little couple of poppy seeds. So they just give a little bit of something extra, something nice.
How long do you leave the onions in the buttermilk for? 2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah,
really?
They don't. It's not like chicken or meat where you're trying to like tenderize or anything like that. It's kind of acting like a little bit of glue. And then pop them into a little bit of hot oil and they get super crispy. And we're going to garnish them with lovely Irish sea salt.
Okay,
and they're going to be really lovely.
They're crispy rather than breaded.
Oh, yeah. So we've got that little crispy. You see, like, within minutes, they're done. And actually what I did, I won't have time at the end to show you, but I have a garnish of crispy kale. So we're using kale in the salad. And when the onion rings came out, I just really quickly, like 6-7 seconds, blanched the kale in and took it out. So is this a healthy salad in terms of, like, deep-fried kale? Probably not, but is it delicious and nourishing? Yes, it is.
But it's tasty.
Oh, it is. And look, there's so much goodness. There's so much goodness.
So are they battered onions?
They're, well, kind of, yeah. It's a form of batter. It's a really, really quick batter. So traditionally batter would be eggs and flour. But this is just the buttermilk, just the flour, done. Like, how easy is that? And it's really important, season them really, really well with the sea salt when they come out. And that is those guys done.
Very nice.
Drain them off in your kitchen paper. I'm going to turn that oil off now. And we're going to go to the base of this. So we're using ancient grains. So we're using things like bulgur and quinoa. So they're really nourishing. Again, they've got lots of vitamin B in them, so they're slow release of energy. They're lovely. So they're really simple to cook. Just a grain like this into water, a little bit of a chicken stock cube, bring them to the boil, and that's them done. So this is what they turn out like when they're cooked. So you just simply boil them. So they're so easy, but they're really filling and they're really nourishing. So like, grains are cheap to buy, but you get so much bang for your buck with them that they're really, really good.
Well, not like Karen said, ancient grains means they've gone off.
Yeah, well, I wasn't sure. I didn't realise. But as you were saying in the outbreak, it means that they're not processed, that they're as nature intended.
Yeah, so they've no gluten in them, for example, and they come from other countries like South America where they just grow as wild things. I mean, wheat was like that once, and the ancient wheat is called spelt. But they've done so much making the gluten stronger and things in wheat that a lot of people have allergies to wheat, but you wouldn't have allergies to those at all.
Over the sweet potato, what are you popping?
Yes, smoked paprika, cumin, onion powder, pinch of cinnamon. And oil in there gives this beautiful kind of roastness, and it goes with the smokiness, goes with the sweetness of the sweet potatoes. These go in the oven, pop them in, 180, roast them up until they are golden and delicious, depending on how many you're doing. 20 minutes, you know, 45 minutes, like I said. This batch we're in for about 35 minutes. And look how golden. See, like they're proper crispy on the outside, crunchy. I left the skin on the sweet potatoes because, well, you don't need to feel them. You don't have to.
They just look a bit pathetic, I find, when I take them out. So that extra seasoning makes a big difference.
Really does. It gives them that kind of just gently kind of smoky kind of seasoning. So what we're doing for the salad is we're tossing everything together. We're just going to pop this down here.
Did you put oil on those?
This one's
straight. A little bit of oil. So I had the oil on the tray already, and just coat them all really, really well and roast them. Into that, so we're going to build our salad in here today. So, as I said, we've got our sweet potato, we've got our grains. Next up is our kale, Irish kale. Some of your vegetables are going to be imported. Some of them are going to be Irish. If you can buy Irish, where possible, do. So this is lovely Irish kale. If you've never tried kale, it cost €1 in the supermarket for a bag of it. So it's not like going to break the bank if you tried it and you didn't like it. Again, for sustainability, cooking methods, all of that, what I did was I took a big bunch, put it in this glass bowl, put about that much water in the end, and microwaved it. So steamed it for 1 minute in the microwave. Tenderized it, really, really lovely. So again, really nutritious, adds that lovely green. So it's bitter if you don't cook it. You do need to cook it.
Right.
The other thing you can do is massage it with lemon juice and a little bit of sea salt. And it,
Ashley, you have 3 children. What would you be doing? Massaging your kale?
Hence me steaming it for a minute in the microwave.
Get it into
we
the
had to go with the alternative.
It's too short to massage your kale. Come on now.
If you had time, you could do that. I'm going to add some lovely, creamy Irish goat's cheese and some chickpeas, okay? Chickpeas, again, you can buy them in a tin, like whatever, 80, 90 cents in a tin, and they're packed full of protein. So if you want to replace your meat with your protein source, they're a really, really good one. Please do. And this is just like packet. So we're used to buying them in the tin. Obviously, you can recycle your tin. You get so many more.
You need to soak them, don't you?
You do. Well done.
Yeah.
Soak them overnight, and then you boil them for about 10 minutes, and then simmer them for about an hour and 10 minutes. And you get way more of them again. So look, it's those little things. Look at the colour in that. Isn't it gorgeous already?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Now, you see, I had to tell you, I'd go for the sweet potatoes and the onion rings. I'd be grand with that.
And I'm keeping packing on in the vegetables here. Radish, again, lovely Irish radish, and they are
Underused, I'd say.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
They're crunchy and they're like a little bit peppery, really nice. We've got our gorgeous little soft spreadable goat cheese.
Yum.
So with a salad, right, the trick is you want something crunchy, you want your protein, you want your grains, you want your carbohydrate or your grains, you want a little bit of dairy or cheese, you know, to make it kind of creamy, some sort of a creamy dressing. You want your lovely tangy crunch. So I'm going to add some pumpkin seeds into that as well.
It's kind of an interesting way of having it. Just a few house rules for making a salad.
Oh yeah. So this recipe is so adaptable. You can do so much with it. It's really lovely. Tahini dressing next.
Oh.
So tahini is like, imagine like peanut butter, but it's a sesame seed paste, okay? So into that I have garlic and cumin, little drop of oil, little drop of water, little drop of lemon juice would be lovely in here if you had it as well. And season it up really well.
You've got about a minute.
That's it. That is your salad
But you buy
dressing.
the tahini in a tin, you don't grind the sesame seeds yourself.
Buy it in a jar.
Buy it in a jar, yeah.
And you know, it's one of the more expensive ingredients when it comes to this salad. So again, like use it sparingly, you know, but it is a lovely product. Do you see how creamy that is? And it almost has this kind of depth of flavour that's really, really nice from the sesame seeds. Good lash of a little bit of sea salt in there. Would you toss this for me just
I
ever
would
so
love to toss your
slightly,
salad.
if you could?
Absolutely.
And we are going to top it with our crispy onion rings. And like what I would say is make double of this and have your leftovers for the lunchbox the next day. If we're going back to work, or anything like that, and you need a little lunch going back, like it will fill you up during the day. And as I said, it's that flexitarian lifestyle. So it's a little bit more plant-based, but you're still having your cheese, you know, you're still getting that. I mean, grilled chicken on top of this, little piece of salmon, amazing. Final little flourish of pomegranate seeds over the top for a little burst of citrus. And again, salad. You want the crunch, you want the creaminess, you want the sweetness, you want all those lovely, lovely elements. And our final touch of our lovely crispy onion rings on top.
Oh, now we're talking.
Look.
And in it goes.
Oh, fab.
Just so good.
And you've got to eat it all now,
we have the beautiful, lovely one over here as well that's done and made.
Serve yourself, Aina. Yeah, absolutely.
Go for it,
Yeah.
girl.
Do. Please take a plate. That is all we have time for tonight, folks. A massive thank you to all of our guests and to Aisling for this incredible salad.
Join us tomorrow when Crystal Springs Dervla Burke O'Connor is sharing her family's experiences with autism.
Plus, Conor Pope is here. Do get in touch with us if you have any consumer questions. But for now, we shall see you tomorrow evening. Take care.
Bye-bye.